what are omega-3s? What are the kind of different types?
Yes. Omega-3 fatty acids are polyunsaturated fatty acids. They're a type of fat. They have, fats have a lot of carbons, and they also can have different amounts of what we call double bonds. And that, if a fat doesn't have any double bonds, it's really straight. If it has one double bond, it turns at that, and it starts to get, we call it usually they call it kinky. It just can be like lots of different shapes. But it always feels weird. And so polyunsaturated fats are very long, and they are lots of different shapes because they have a lot of different double bonds. So unsaturated means double bonds, poly means many. So monounsaturated only has one double bond, and olive oil is like your main example of that. And the other thing, it's structure and function. So in biology, the structure of something really tells you about the function of it. And so a saturate versus a monounsaturated versus a polyunsaturated, they have different structures, so they have different functions in the body. And one of the most obvious ways you can tell the difference between these fats and that they are physically different is that room temperature state. So butter having lots of saturated fat is solid at room temperature, and anything that has unsaturation is liquid at room temperature. So that's kind of that fluidity idea is actually really important in the body too. So omega-3s are a type of polyunsaturated fat. Their first double bond is from the 3 carbons from the omega end. That's the technical reason it's called omega-3 or omega-6. And those two types of fatty acids are kind of essential. Like our body can't put a double bond on that 3 position or the 6 position. And so that makes something essential because your body needs that for a lot of different purposes. And then it can make lots of different omega-3s and omega-6 fatty acids based on getting the parent omega-3 or omega-6 through the diet. So your body's still metabolizing and using these fats, but at the core, we do need to get it from the diet. So we go zoom in even more. The omega-3s, we have alpha-linolenic acid, which is the omega-3, the parent omega-3. It's found in plants. It's found in walnuts and flaxseed. And that is one kind of omega-3. And then the other main ones are EPA and DHA. Those are the ones found in fish. We call them marine derived. They're really unique to fish, which is fascinating because there are not a lot of nutrients that are so specific to a type of food group. And those 2 fatty acids have a lot of carbons and a lot of double bonds, and they have been shown to be really important for health, for how our cells function. And so we can make EPA and DHA from ALA, but it's a pretty slow process. And there's a lot of different things that can affect it. But we do know that when we eat fish or we eat EPA and DHA in a fish oil, the EPA and DHA in our body goes up. And it's a pretty direct relationship. And that's pretty rare. A lot of times the body takes whatever you give it and it makes whatever it needs. And for EPA and DHA, it seems like that connection, it's pretty direct between diet and what's in our blood. So, yeah, that's another long answer to what are omega-3s.